Hey friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another What's for Breakfast. This week I have two new breakfast ideas to share with you. First up is going to be sheet pan pancakes, and then we're going to do some breakfast crunch wraps. Both of these recipes come from the new Pioneer Woman cookbook, the super easy cookbook. I got this cookbook for Christmas, and so far I like everything that I have tried. I will have the links to the recipes down below. That's the great thing about Pioneer Woman recipes. Usually you can find most of them on Food Network, so you don't have to buy the cookbook. But if you are interested in buying the cookbook, I will have a link to it on Amazon down below for you guys. As I said, I got it for Christmas. My only complaint with it so far is that none of the recipes have estimates on how long they take to cook. So that's kind of a bummer when you're planning meals and you don't really know how long something's going to take to cook. So that's kind of weird. I've never seen a cookbook, I don't think, that didn't have an estimate on the time. I don't know what that's all about. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get into these recipes. So first up, we've got these sheet pan pancakes, and I had never made sheet pan pancakes before. I know I've seen tons of people do it before, but I had just never done it. The reason I decided to try this one was simply because of the cookbook and how easy it made it look. So you start off by putting all of your wet ingredients in a blender, some milk, some eggs, and vanilla, and then you blend that up for just a minute. And then I added in my flour, my baking powder, my sugar, and my salt, and then I blended it again. And then I poured in some melted butter. The recipe had you melt one whole stick of butter, and only about half of that went in the blender, and then you pulse it again to combine everything. And then the rest of that melted butter will be used later. So then I have a big sheet pan here, and I took about 2 tablespoons of the melted butter and brushed that on there to grease the pan to make sure that our pancakes don't stick. And then I just poured my pancake batter over the sheet pan. And then at this point you could add fruit or whatever you wanted. My family doesn't really like fruit in their pancakes, so I left half of this, maybe a little more than half of this, plain, and did some chocolate chips on some of it for the kids. And then this went in the oven on 425 for about 20 minutes. And when it came out, I just used the remaining about 2 tablespoons of melted butter to brush that on top of the pancakes. And then I want to show y'all how easy this was to cut. I just used my little spatula and just went through and made lines, and then they came up so easily. I was pleasantly surprised. I really was worried that these were going to stick and then breakfast was going to be ruined, but it was not. I don't prefer pancakes, but these were pretty good. I usually prefer waffles. The kids absolutely loved them. They were so glad to have pancakes. They love pancakes, but it's just not something that I usually make, even when I'm not doing sheet pan pancakes. But I will definitely make these again in the future. I actually had leftovers of this and ended up freezing them, so it's a great, quick, easy breakfast for me to pull out of the freezer for the kids. I just served these with some maple syrup and some sliced strawberries and some bacon. The next breakfast I tried was the basically Taco Bell copycat breakfast Crunchwraps. We all know I love to make the regular Crunchwraps for dinner, but I really wanted to try these breakfast ones. I haven't had a breakfast Crunchwrap from Taco Bell in years. When they first started doing breakfast, I had that, but I haven't had it in so long. I don't usually get breakfast out. Not usually out of the house for breakfast. So to start off, I just browned a pound of ground sausage, and then while that was cooking, I air fried some tater rounds. And then for my eggs, I just whisked together enough eggs for my family. I think I did like 5 eggs with some salt and pepper. If you've ever made a Pioneer Woman recipe, you know that they can feed a lot of people. So a lot of the time I have to like cut them in half or something so that I don't have like a ton of leftovers. Like I didn't need a whole pound of sausage. I ended up saving some of that and making some breakfast burritos the next morning, which made for a quicker breakfast because I didn't have to cook the sausage. But yeah, I just made enough eggs for my family. And then when my sausage was browned, I removed it from the pan so that I could cook my eggs in this same pan. And I'm going to show y'all, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes in the kitchen, even though I've been cooking for a long time, and you guys think like I don't make mistakes, but everybody makes mistakes. I like to cook my scrambled eggs in my cast iron pan all the time, and they never stick. And the reason that they never stick is because I use grease and I cook my eggs over medium low. So there wasn't much sausage grease left in this pan, so I added in some bacon grease, but I did not let my pan cool down some. My pan was still like a medium high from when I cooked that sausage, and because I didn't let my pan cool down some, they stuck to my cast iron pan. And I was so bummed that this happened. It was a pain to clean, but I have learned not to do that. I haven't messed up like this in a really long time with eggs. But yeah, I had to like simmer some water in the cast iron pan to get all this to come off of the bottom. The eggs were still fine. The eggs were still edible. It was just a bummer to clean my cast iron pan. So then when everything was done, it was time to assemble our Crunchwraps. So for the kids, I just used like a regular soft taco size flour tortilla because I was trying to make it smaller for them so it wasn't too much food. It still ended up being too much food. But yeah, I put the potatoes in there for them, some shredded cheese, the sausage, egg, and then I used a piece of tortilla to kind of cover up the hole. And then I fried these in my pan. I just put a little bit of olive oil in the pan and then like cooked them on either side until they were nice and golden brown. For Andy and myself, I used the big burrito size tortillas, which I should have just done with the kids. They fold up perfectly with no gap. And on mine I had avocado, but somehow I lost the footage for that. And I had avocado and pico. Andy just had pico. And then the potatoes, sausage, cheese, egg, folded it up and fried it just like the other ones. I just served these with some fresh fruit. Next time for the kids, I would just use a big burrito size tortilla and then let them split one instead of them each having one because they each only ate half. They were completely full, and yeah, this was delicious. We'll definitely make this one again as well. I think next time I will add like some salsa or something to mine and Andy's though, like more than just the pico, like either some Taco Bell mild sauce or some kind of salsa or hot sauce. I don't know. I put hot sauce on mine like every bite. I put a little dab of hot sauce and it was really good. That is going to be it for this video though. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down below if you have this cookbook. Have you tried any of the recipes? As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!